uh, Colonel Pratap, Surjeet ma'am, Priyanka ma'am, Manju ma'am, and others who will be in the second group panelists like Ashwin, Vankatesh ji, Narayan ji, and Amrendra Pani ji, Girish Sharma ji. All of them are welcome to this. I consider it to be a privilege to welcome all of you to this program with the theme, which is the New Age Global Skill Conundrum, which is being organized jointly by MREI, Association India, Kidzania, and National Book Trust.
And now it's time to welcome Ms. Surjeet Khanna, Principal DPS Greater Faridabad.
Now, my next question to you, Surjeet ma'am, will be that when we talk about talent and we talk about skills. Now, talent is something, which you say you're born with, but it doesn't take you very far. Maybe initially things come easily to you, but unless we give talent the relevant skills, direction, it doesn't work, right? So I'd like to ask you that what kind of learning experiences in a school should be built or opportunities provided to children that you nurture their talent with relevant skills?
Good afternoon, everyone. I think we all deserve to be congratulated for arriving at times where we can talk of very, very important issues relating to talent and skill development. I think CBSE's NEP and the COVID have made that possible in a big way because all of us have lived through very transforming experiences in the last session and have discovered our own innate ability to change with the times. When we talk of talent and skill development at school, I personally believe that for the students, this reality to come true, it all begins with the teachers. The moment our teachers are ready to build their talents and their skills, and the moment our managements are open to fostering this development in the teachers, great outcomes will happen for our students. Because I do believe, with my experience of just a couple of decades, that no teacher goes beyond herself or himself in terms of her ability and skills while transforming the students. And every school grows as much as its teachers dare to grow. And the same thing they transform in the classroom environment, either positively or negatively. And therefore, if we want to build great students, let's get ready to build ourselves into being great educators who do not have boundaries. We have to, in case our children are to live in a world without limitations, we have to see ourselves as capable of generating a world for ourselves and for our students that doesn't have limitations. All experience is an archway through, gleams the untraveled world, whose margin fades forever and forever when I travel. At my school, Sanyogta ma'am, we have endeavored to bring teacher leadership to the fore in very conclusive and diverse ways, and that's helping us to build student leadership as well. I'll give you a very small example. When the pandemic was declared, and we all knew that we needed to go online, our first reaction was of confusion and hesitation. How do we do it? And the first message that came to me from the senior school was that, ma'am, teachers are not really willing to go online. I said, gather them, we'll have a conversation. So we met and we talked. And for every fear that was expressed, I tried to give them a counter view and said, can we look at it like this? Do you think this is possible? What do you think is possible? And I am proud to say my school, for the universe that my school occupies, we did a great job. We were our own leaders. We were our own trainers. We did not take any external help. This again was a question I asked. I said, do you think we are capable of learning up, skilling ourselves, and training our entire team of 180 educators? And my IT teacher said, yes. I said, all right, the stage is all yours. You lead, we will follow. And they led beautifully, 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 and we followed with passion. And I think the same thing we transfer to our students, to all our hesitant parents, and I think that this is the only way forward when you work together as a team, when you are willing to break down stereotypes that hold you back, and you are willing to liberate your mind from everything else that clogs it up and says this is really difficult. It's not easy to do it, and it has to be done every day in small, small measures, but it can be done, and the outcomes are joyful. The endeavor, as Mr. Tripathi said, and Sayukta ma'am, you reiterated, the endeavor, when the endeavor is joyful, the outcomes are joyful, and the learning development space is joyful. And that's such a huge incentive for ongoing growth. And I do feel if where organizations give their teachers sustenance, where they give them the environment where mental wellness and physical wellness come together, then great things happen, where comparisons are not made, where teachers are allowed to grow at their individual pace, but in a collaborative fashion, then definitely there's going to be growth, and that growth will translate to the classroom. And in terms of activities, ma'am, I do not think that there is any perfect strategy or any one strategy that works and is the greatest. Each school, according to its universe of opportunities, needs to evolve its own playfield of different new experiences every day. Some will be big, some will be small. But you go ahead and organize them. You will succeed with some, and you will be kind of okay with some. But that's perfectly all right. So long as you attempt it, you haven't walked away without again. This is what I believe. So to every school, it's your world. Own it, enjoy it, and shape it.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Definitely. A lot of things to rethink about, because that is what we started with. Can we rethink these things? Skill development, can we rethink classrooms, breaking boundaries? Can we rethink multi-age group children doing projects together? Can we think that we have technology platform available to us and we follow IBL, PBL approaches instead of putting your PPT in the classroom and teaching as we were teaching offline? Can we think about timetable, rigid timetable frames to be made flexible? But all these things are thinking about those things in the interest of the students, because we are talking about future-ready students. So we need to clearly see what are the future skills required after 10, 15 years from now for these children, and how do we rethink in and stretch our boundaries, break boundaries, and bring into our systems 1 to 8th is already said. So we have a lot of flexibility into the system that we can bring in, and I think we are all making efforts. The requirement is also that we put these disruptive thinking ideas on board once again and go through that. But before I close, just one minute last from everyone to close this particular.
I think it's important for us to recognize that the time for change is now. And it's a boat we must not miss. And times are changing so rapidly in spite of each one of us, that if we are not willing travelers into the sea of change, we are going to be dragged, confused and angry, but we will need to be there. So therefore, choose to travel willingly and make the optimum use of this journey for yourself and all those around you, so that you're part of a bitter time over and a better time in. for education per se, for India and the world. I see myself connected, not just to my school, I see myself as important for India and for the world. I think that sentiment is important.